Welcome to the Penny Bloom Podcast. Ain't another place that has got more bombast. Romp past your mom, dad's listening to Tomcats. Talking everything that make you sad. We don't want that. We're here to make you smile. Put your mind at ease. Peace, love, and bloom, and always praise Keanu Reeves. This what we about. Get some weed in now. We'll talk until we can't no more, and then we peacing out. Alright, let's go. Penny Bloom Podcast. It's the Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast. It's the Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast.
Hello, everybody. Tis the Andor Afterparty. It's the Penny Bloom Podcast, episode 3 time, baby. I'm Colton Robertson. I'm joined by Joseph George. What's up, homie?
Oh, what up, what up? Always a pleasure to be here, and man.
We've done episode 260, episode 261, and now episode 262 of the podcast today for Andor episode 1, 2, and 3. And this one will be covering episode 3, so I hope you're fucking ready. What do you say we just go ahead and jump right into this motherfucker?
Oh, let's go. I'm glad that we did little episode by episode and not watched them all in one. I'm glad we did that. I think it only enhanced this episode.
I think it did too. We got to break down the first two piece by piece before jumping into this one, and this one benefited from it greatly. So let's get right into it because this shit was epic. We kick off with a flashback into young Cass's life, exploring the crash site. Nice little silent 5 minutes here where it's like, woo, this is intense. He's seeing dead bodies, clearly infected by that gas that we were seeing, that yellow gas that was seeping through. And potentially seeing his reflection for the first time.
Yeah, I was wondering if that was the first time he saw it. I mean, like, maybe in water.
Right.
But I guess, like, this would probably be the clearest reflection he's ever seen of himself. I guess still water's pretty good, but I mean, there were so many, like, emotional, like, this episode was emotional. This, like, I was
crying at the end, bro.
Oh, dude.
I was crying at the end.
The back and forth, how it was just mirroring exactly. Oh, dude. Holy fuck.
Well, it's the same thing happening. You know, he's being taken from one life into a new life, you know, and both stories. He's being ushered into the rebellion in the present, being taken away from his previous life on Kenari here. Also interesting that later we find this is Republic era. This is not the Empire yet.
That is true. Yeah, the little okay. Wow. Yeah, I didn't even. I'm like looking at the logos on their little uniforms and such.
That's Republic.
Looking all around and that makes
that's so evils within the Republic as well. You know, not all nice. You know, the mining disaster that destroyed Kenari and made its environment toxic was done by the Republic. A statement to be made there, methinks.
I didn't even. I guess I kind of. Maybe I just overlooked it. I'm like, yeah, that's the Empire. I don't know. I just until now I really didn't like put it together that it was the Republic. Or I didn't even think of that implication.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting, very interesting stuff. And we see Marva and Clem Andor come on board. This is the mother and father Cassian were raised by, and they find Cassian, and Marva immediately takes a protective tone with him, which I really, really appreciated. But yeah, they're some scavengers looking for a nice little haul before the Republic frigate arrives to investigate the crash and such. And
it was just really nice, like the back and forth. What was the husband's name? Or I guess who is it? Clem. Yeah, like them going back and forth of like, I'm not gonna leave him here to die. Are you kidding me? And then it's like I don't know, like just their back and forth that she was having. And every time she's like, no, it's it's not an option that we can take to leave him here. Like, it's not an option. We are taking him. We're not leaving him here to die. And it was just, I don't know, such now knowing for sure that it's like adopted family, you know, like they took him in and like it's, I don't know what happens to Clem, I guess. Like,
well, we get an allusion to the fact that his father was hung in the streets.
Oh, that's right. Oh my God, I didn't even put that together either.
Yeah,
holy
that's
crap.
Clem. Yeah, Clem got hung in the streets.
Dang.
Brutality there. And this episode was hard to watch at points for that reason. Like a little as real as Star Wars has gotten in a while, I think, as far as like real world tones sort of thing.
Yeah. This episode felt completely different than the other two. I see why they released the first three right away. Like I think the first two, they were like, all right, we're going to set you up. 3 is hopefully here's what to expect for the next upcoming.
Well, it's like we've said, the first 2 were launching off points. This is truly like now he's in the rebellion. Like we're off now,
dude. The mother figure now he has like a father figure kind of now, like leading him on. It was like the mirroring. I don't know if he's mentor. Really gonna look at him as a father figure, but yeah, just like an inspiration.
A mentor of types.
The guy who's gonna get him into the rebellion.
Right, right. Very important.
Yeah. Guess we're jumping near.
Yeah, we're jumping all over the place. But nevertheless, this introduction to the episode is bleeds right into the present as Cassian is looking for a way off of Ferrix before the corpse happen to track him down. And what I really do like is that he goes straight to Brasso and is like, hey man, I'm getting the fuck out of here. My mom will have the money I owe you. I gotta go though. Deuces, homie. It's been a good ride. He's like, yo, where you going? He's like, I can't tell you that. I just really gotta go, homie. And he's like, oh, that's weird. That's strange. Whatever. And then we see these
not much he could have done, you know.
But
at least
he does what he needs to.
Oh, dude came in clutch, dude.
I was like, make me eat my words, Brasso. Make me eat my fucking words. I loved this shit.
The whole town too, man. It wasn't just him.
That's what made this episode so fucking good, and it also anchored home our man's the bell ringer. Doom, 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 doom. It's what they all do. It's what they all do, baby. I fucking love that shit. But
good pick for your favorite character last episode.
Yeah, no shit, right? Yeah, really brought it home this week. And I mean, we were like, I don't really want Tim to die, but I'm not sad he's gone.
Like, I did not expect that. I mean, I don't know. I just didn't expect him to die right there. That caught me so off guard. And then I'm like, well, at least we don't have to deal with him anymore. And I was like, okay. He went out sort of better than he's ever been.
He went out nobly. I mean, he went out fucking stupidly, but he went out nobly. You know, he was at least trying to protect Bix, like trying to be there for her. It was just like, dude, you very clearly can't do anything about this. But I do respect that he was like, yo, y'all are brutalizing her. I can't let this stand. I respect it. I respected the way he went out. You know, I'm glad there was some saving grace to Tim's character, because before this, prior to this, it was fuck him. It was fuck Tim.
No, it's just kind of average. He's okay. So you're dead. So I'll give you the.
I won't speak ill of the dead, but it was fuck Tim before that. But yeah, so we do get some more cutting back and forth between the Empire, the times of Marva and Clem trying to get Casa on board their ship, and this time it's them trying to explain that they'll be arriving soon. They realize he doesn't speak basic, he can't understand them. He's speaking in Canary, and And instead of finding some way to get off the ship after he is mind blown by B, he's like, holy fucking shit, does that thing talk?
What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Dude's having his mind blown right now, yeah.
Time after time, bro, and I can't blame him for wrecking this fucking thing. He's like, I don't like this monstrous thing. Fuck this bitch. I'm gonna destroy it. And I love that, Marva was like, I think I'm just gonna have to put you to sleep. We'll deal with it later. A little questionable. I mean, she had a good reason. There was a Republic officer who was dead.
She knew that there's no way to communicate with them. Like, they are there to help him once he wakes up safely on a ship with a smile. I like, in this case, she did the right thing. That's for sure. Like, she could have just left him there and taken all the scrap and left completely. So,
I support it. I support it.
Shit, without Marv, we don't have the Death Star blowing up. Like, if did I say it? Marva. I don't know why I said Marv. We don't have Marva, then we don't have Cassian being saved. Then we don't have Rogue One happening. Maybe the plans don't get to where they need to go.
Right. All things happen for a reason. It is interesting though, because it does feel a little like this isn't a completely. They want you to question the moral of this, because the show starts with him searching for his sister.
That's true.
Like he's
so they just took him away from his home.
Yeah, he longs for the connection back there. And it's interesting knowing that the kids that were on Kenari apparently didn't get killed.
Yeah, because his sister somehow made it out.
Yeah.
Well, she wasn't with the group that went to the ship, at least. Maybe those kids died.
Yeah.
But at least the kids that stayed back, why would the Empire just go to a random spot on the planet? Like, I don't think they would go back to track them down just to...
I feel you on that. Yeah. Very interesting. But, yeah, I was just kind of like, so there is a little bit of a moral implication there where he's like, he's clearly grown up in a loving environment, I think. I think that Marva has taken care of him and he's got a family and stuff. But I do think he longs for the connection to his home, to Kenari. And I think that's it was a little shady of Marva. It seemed like I kind of want a kid, but
yeah, true.
Found one here. It was a little ick, but he was on board the Republic ship. He probably wouldn't have got back in time. There's a lot of levels to it. There is a lot of levels to it. So
maybe she tries to bring him back eventually. Like maybe like after they've, I don't know, because we only got her looking back at him and him looking at her for the first time. Like, we don't know. Like, maybe they don't stay away forever. I mean, it would probably be smartest to. But like maybe there is like a sense of like, hey, do you want to go back? Like, I know I took you from your home, and maybe she redeems herself a little bit in that aspect. But
and who knows? Maybe because it is still the Republic apparently at that time. Apparently, it's not the Empire. Maybe they find these kids and on this toxic planet, and the ones who weren't a part of it, they were like, all right, we got to relocate you. You're refugees now. So maybe maybe she got off Kenari that way. But
why would the sister be running? What's she running from? Is it anyone from Kenari? Like, why is it that it cannot be known that he is from Kenari? Or that is it only that Cassian can't be known that he's from Kenari? Or anyone from Kenari can't be known? Like, they make it seem that it's like hush hush, like you cannot let anyone know, but why?
Ooh, that's interesting. I don't know if that's just because Cassian's gotten into some trouble before, and therein they've written it off as him being from Fest, or if I hadn't even considered that. That's interesting.
Because does his sister have the same problem, or is it just Cassian? Like, does she have to go around? Because, wait, the sister like Cassian went into the brothel asking if there was anyone from there, and she was like, "Yeah, there was someone a while ago." So the sister just said that
I don't
that's
think
where
it's
she was
just a
from.
Kenari thing. I think it's a
Okay,
Cassian thing.
that makes sense. I guess it's probably just to protect his identity. But why would it matter if he's from Kenari?
Yeah, that's
in the first place,
what's
though.
interesting. Maybe we get a little bit more about how Marva's maybe been a little dishonest about his life on Kenari. Maybe there's something there. That would really suck. I like Marva right now.
No, there's no way. Because if Marva was like, all right, everyone on your planet's dead, there's not even use going back, just to have like Cassian stay with her, and then he figures out that his sister's alive somewhere, he'd be like, I don't think he'd really. Well, I don't know, because he probably would have lived with her for a while, and like that is like a mother figure to him. I didn't even think about that, man. I hope it's all in goodwill, and she is actually like trying to help him out, not just take him. But
yeah, I hope so too. It's just like there's a few holes there that I'm kind of like, it kind of doesn't reflect the best on Marva right now. She seems like a good woman with good intentions. It's just it might have gone awry at some point for her. But back on Ferrix, speaking of Marva, the Corpers are arriving at her door with an arrest warrant for Cassian, who's currently on the other side of town waiting to meet Luthen in some warehouse. And Nark and his boys can't seem more excited to rough up this old lady in pursuit of the.
They need a win. They need a win here. You know,
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to get one later. Like, take their victories where they can. That's why they know that they can overpower one old lady. So they're gonna,
they're gonna
really
overpower one old lady.
Yeah, like come on. Spilling all the classic cop stuff, just spilling all of his stuff everywhere.
Destroying his room and stuff.
If you want it to stop, you could just tell us where he is. Like, all right.
All right, guy. And I love that people start like being outside like, yo, what the fuck? She's an old lady. Like the people ain't here for that shit. And I love that across the town, nobody's here for that shit. And Bootlicker last episode mentioned how that might be a problem, how these people might not be so excited to see them. And boy, was he right. And I'm very happy that he was right, because these people are not here for the bullshit. Even like right when they pull up and Brasso sees them out in the work yard, and he's like, I see. Okay. Well, let me go ahead and fuck up their shit real quick. I absolutely love that. But yeah, they're real horny to find Cassian. That's they're definitely their goal, and they're real horny when B starts accidentally calming Cassian because Cassian doesn't know he's being looked for. He has no idea that this is a fucking thing. Nobody's told him, hey man, there's been a bulletin out for a dude from Kenari. You ought to watch out. And nobody knows how bad it is because there's no official documentation that says he's from Kenari. So everyone's like, it'll be fine. Fuck it.
Yeah, not until the clacking of all that. That's when he realizes. He's like, oh shit. Like, oh damn, it's like happening now. Like, we need to go.
Hey, and none of this would have happened if not for fucking Tim. Fucking Tim. He really fucked shit up here.
You know what? I'm not actually sad he died. You're right. This is his fault. Because, if someone's going to die in the town for this, it better be him.
I'd prefer it Tim than Bix. I'd prefer it Tim than Brasso. I prefer Tim over all these people. I mean, that random dude who runs in and warns Bix, hey, they're after Cassian. Fuck yeah. I'd rather him be alive than Tim. Fuck Tim.
With 2 M's, too. Fuck him.
I just can't respect a rat, man.
No. Yeah, no.
I just can't. That rat bastard, Tim Allen. Wow, it works on a few levels.
Is that his actual... Oh,
No,
I thought
Tim,
like his actual character name was Tim Allen too. Like,
no. Tim Allen went to like ratted on a bunch of dudes in the like 80s.
yeah,
So
that's why
it's
I'm like, no
perfect
way
that.
they did that. Like they did a little, like, okay,
It might be though.
that's kind of sick if true. Like if that
Yeah,
is the
Rat
inspiration
Bastard
from it,
Tim.
that's kind of sick.
I would love
Knowing
that.
he's just gonna rat and die, like, might as well. Like,
Man, but when B was getting roughed up, I didn't fuck with that. When they were like, pull out his power units. And I was like, no, don't touch my boy B. And he's like, no, please don't. I was like, fucking A, don't touch my boy B. And Marva being like, don't do that to him. And the fact that B is like an old friend, he's been there as long as Cassian has, bro.
seeing him all new and up in like good shape back in the flashbacks was super cool. Like he
Yeah.
was all crisp and red, clean.
Bubba Bix.
He's been around, you know. He's been around. Maybe many droids have their memories wiped. Maybe that's why he's so like broken down. Is because he never gets his memory wiped. Possibly.
Oh,
And
maybe
he's
yeah.
one of
Like
the-
maybe so. He's just got a really full memory unit. But yeah, this doesn't go well for either side, really. You know, Cassian's tracked down, and the Empire is not going unnoticed. You know, they're stirring up a fuss. You know, Brasso notices them.
What's the chief command?
Chief Inspector.
Chief Inspector. He's gonna be pissed.
Yeah,
He's gonna be like, dude, I literally went to tell them that this wasn't a problem, that it was already swept under the rug, and then now,
look at what
like,
you've done.
Yeah, I can't wait till he gets his ass chewed out by him, and he's gonna be like, "But sir, I'm doing the right thing."
Hey man, this man should be dead.
True.
I can't believe
Why
he's
didn't
not.
Luthen kill him?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I understand Cassian's coming down hard from presumably, I don't know if these were the first lives he's taken in the first episode. I think they are, judging by the way he's like, I messed up. Like something went bad here. You know, like, I think it is the first time he's killed somebody. So he is not exactly ready to go just execution style on anybody.
That's fair.
Luthen, however, I don't feel like he has any qualms. He goes,
like, kill him. I'll kill him. Yeah, he literally said it. Like, he literally said, I'll kill him. That is interesting.
I was rooting that we were going to lose both Tim and Narc. I was like,
that's too good.
I know. I was like, no way. You know, like I was ready. I was like,
we gotta let Narc get his ass chewed out by Chief Inspector. We gotta let him fall a little more. He's gonna get pissed and just try to go after
just getting
Cassian.
radicalized further and further in the side of the Empire. Like, I think by the end of the show, this guy's not dead, and he's like an officer in the Empire. Like, that's how
he reminds me of like a Thrawn type, like early Thrawn. Like, he's not Thrawn. Like, there's no way that, like, Thrawn's a completely different species. He doesn't transform from a human into whatever he is. But, like,
yeah, right.
I don't know why. I feel like this is, like, it is his start, and that he is going to be, like, some big guy. Because, like,
high-ranking.
Like, Cassian starting out as just, like, you know, getting by with whatever he can. And then the rebellion's like, hey, well, a man of, like, your talents, like, you could be used for much more. So you come with us, and you're going to, like, rank up. And then, like, the opposite side of the story, one guard who's just super serious about his job, you know, will eventually get the rank up, but...
Fucking Narc. But, yeah, the Empire's not going unnoticed here. People passing by Bix and Tim's shop are like, yo, they got Cassian. Bix quickly realizes someone had to have ratted Cassian out. She's like, oh shit. There's literally no way. And Tim walks up and he's like, hey, it's all right. He can fend for himself. And she's like, excuse me. Who the fuck told you that we were talking about Cassian? Wait a minute. Did I ever tell you he's from Kenari? And I have the feeling, no.
Did he overhear it whenever he was spying on them in the bar? And that's what made him go report? Or was it...
That's my thing.
Did they say it in the bar? Like that he like did they? Could he even hear them at the bar? Like yeah, I don't. It doesn't seem.
I think he went on a. You know what? Fuck it. If it's not Cassian, it's not Cassian. But I'm gonna go ahead and rat him out anyway.
That's even worse.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
even
why
more
she's
glad
like,
he's dead.
Did I even tell you he's from Kenari?
Damn.
Because I remember.
Yeah, she definitely didn't. She wouldn't have said that if she did.
Yeah, right.
She would have been like, "Oh fuck, I did tell you. Of course you ratted on him." If like it was the other way around. But I'm more glad he's dead. Yeah. And the more and more we talk about him.
Yeah, he just had a solid death. He had a respectable death.
See you, Tim.
He slightly redeemed himself in his last moments. But rats just can't be forgiven. You know, it's like Tony Soprano in episode like 5 of The Sopranos when they're up. He's like torn meadow at college, from college to college, and he finds a rat up north and he like chokes him out and he's like, "How you like that, you fucking rat?" You know, like you just can't forgive them. You know, you can't forgive a rat.
No, rats, narcs, snitches. You know, they're all in the same vein. We got a lot of them here. And look what happens to I mean, not good things.
Hey, it's for the people. It's for the people. But at the warehouse now, completely unaware of just how close they are to closing in on him, Cassian meets in with Luthen, and he's like, "Yo, I got some pretty kick-ass shit for you. It's an NS9 Starpath unit, and I mean, how about the fact that this Starpath unit came out of the ship that Marva...
Is that confirmed?
Oh, it's the same thing. Because you saw, like, did you see the thing Clem, like, pushed up?
Okay. I didn't know. I'm like, has he really held on to it for so long and he's just been waiting and waiting for the right time to use it, you know, sort of thing? Because it would mean something to him. Like, that's where his whole new life started. And I'm like, okay, I'm glad that it, like, I didn't want to just assume, but, because he said,
that's
like,
the same ship. Because he's like, please tell me how you, and he's refusing to tell him. It's because it was his ship, and it doesn't sound good that it was his ship. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it has an Imperial Starpath unit in it and shit. But yeah, I love this.
That's good though.
I love this whole shit. Whenever he's like, "How did you get that?" and he's like, "Oh, they don't even fucking notice, man. You walk in there, they're just so satisfied, all fat and happy up there. You just walk in like you belong." And Luthen's like, yeah, real entitled, those sons of bitches. We could really do something here. We could really fuck them up. And he's like, what the fuck are you on about, man? I'm just trying to sell you a Starpath unit. And he's like,
you either got my money or you don't, man. I don't know what do you want here?
He's like, if I can get that Starpath and that's all I'll leave with, that's cool. That's fine with me. However, a man of your talents, I can't let that go. And he's like, puts a gun to his head. That whole fucking, like, god damn.
Luthen,
but
straight face.
It was fucking brilliant. Like, Luthen's like, yeah, I didn't come to Ferrix in search of the Starpath. I came for you. Naturally, Cassian's like, oh well, I'm gonna shoot you. And Cassian, he knows that the Empire knows about him, and Luthen, you know, he's looking awfully suspicious, knowing Cassian's track record and the fact that his father was hung. Cassian's like, yo, who the fuck are you, man? And it's interesting that we don't learn at all why Luthen knows any of this, or how Luthen knows any of this. Is it just because of Bix?
Okay, that could be. Yeah, I was also trying to think if it's just like he's so connected that, like, I don't know, he has connections everywhere. That, like, maybe if he's just like, all right, I'm going to meet with this person, I'm going to get their entire background check. But that I don't know, would that really be... No, because if he is going by the name Cassian Andor, then, like, that is his father in the eyes of, like, documents and everything.
Yeah, right.
So, like, yeah, it would be legit.
Yeah.
So, Um, hmm. It could just be he did a background check before he went to go and pick up
Yeah,
something from a
yeah.
random guy. He's very careful, that's for sure, about everything where he lands. Where I don't think he's just going to go talk to a random person that he doesn't know. He trusts Bix, but like, how does he know that he can trust Cassie? Totally. So I already put him as my favorite performance of the episode. Him getting Cassian like rebellion ready, basically.
Mhm.
Like probably my favorite scene too is just their conversation.
Ooh,
Um
let me tell you, bro. I'm
oh shit.
My
Not
favorite
again though.
scene is when the pounding starts and Fiona Shaw as Marva is like, "Yo, that's the sound of a reckoning." And you got to be ready
Ooh.
for that shit cuz when it goes quiet, oh, that's when you got to look out, bro. Like that shit was cold. That shit was cold. And it also implies this ain't the first motherfucking time they've done this. You
Yeah.
know?
Mm-mm.
They've been about it before.
Yeah. Yeah, that's sick. The whole like the whole rebellion spirit, it's everywhere, like in this show. And I'm like all for it. Like
Well, and that's
it's
what I
just
love about this is that it's not just the organized rebellion. It's the people who just do not fuck with the rebellion that are like,
Mhm.
yeah, we've got our own little system to protect ourselves from their brutality. You know, like we figured some shit out. And I loved when that shit started popping off. I absolutely loved their little just everyone was clanking and clanking and clanking, and the dude's like, "What is this?" And he's like, "Oh, it's just intimidation, sir. They won't do shit though." Ooh,
Yeah, I think like at first it's to get everyone in the know, like, hey, this is happening, get in your house, shut everything down, like make noise, whatever, blah blah blah. Um, but like when they all stop, like how do they know? I don't know. Like it kind of like I was a little confused as to like it seems the whole town is in on this, like it's been done before, but like what does she really mean by like when it stops that's when the true reckoning begins because the town didn't really do anything. It was just Cassian and Luthen, like just them
it
actually
was a
doing
scare
something.
tactic.
So that's legitimately all it was.
Because
It's just like to actively.
whenever it stops and the fucking ship blows up, they're like, "Oh shit, they're
Oh, they're
behind us." They're
behind
not
us.
behind them.
Yeah,
There
that's
is no
true. I guess
siege.
so. The town, but that the town didn't know that the ship. What? I guess I don't know. Like, did they know that ship was gonna go? Like, they knew. Like, the people who were at that construction site knew that they tied that ship down. It probably wasn't gonna get anywhere. Uh, I guess yeah, just as a scare tactic. That makes. I didn't know if there was like something more to it, where like once it stops is like the town's way of being like, okay, now go or do your. I don't know. Like
Right.
I was just trying to figure out like.
Nah, and
So
frankly, I don't think that's exact. Like, I think she was trying to scare
yeah.
them. I don't think that's like an actual thing that the town's like, oh yeah, and when it stops, we fucking ride. I think it was more like, hey, when this shit stops, y'all need to be ready. So they went ahead and left when it stopped. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think she was
There.
just kind of
Yeah.
playing them.
Mm.
Yeah, it was fucking great. But yeah, they start pounding on every piece of metal they could possibly find. Uh, the single chime, becomes two. Two becomes three, three becomes four, and so on and so on. Everyone is banging on some shit by the end of it, and it alerts Cassian to the fact that he's in danger, and it really worries the Imperials. They're like, "Oh shit, I don't know what I'm gonna do." But
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah.
Marvel goes on to explain this is the sound of a reckoning, and it isn't until the near constant sound that has been the underlying soundtrack the whole time that you realize it's been going on the whole time until it stops.
Mm.
Like when it stops, you go, "Oh shit, that's been happening the whole fucking time."
Thriller. I didn't really feel the thriller of episode 1 and 2. This was suspenseful as fuck. It's like the first two were like it was building the suspense to allow this to happen. Basically, was like the first so. I mean, it was necessary, but this was holy shit. I'm kind of like in the shoes of like the guards here. I'm like, oh, like what the fuck is about to go down? You know, like Marva's actually scaring me too a little bit here. You know, like
it's when it's in the wind whistling and shit. God, they're just letting you know, hey, you need to look the fuck out. You know, like the anxiety is building for you as the viewer too, and it's so perfect. And you know, it's kind of cool how it works with like the beginning, how all the shit popped off at the beginning of the at the end of last episode, where blasters were fired, darts were thrown. Beginning of this episode, it's 5 minutes of silence, and then he's taken off planet. You know, like it's the new sort of juxtaposing those sort of ideas.
Okay.
But,
okay.
Yeah.
Wow, they really did. It is very mirrored. Like it is like the same.
There's a lot of stuff that
that's awesome.
It's really, really well done. And yeah, I love that they get into that shootout in the building after Luthen's like, hey, I rigged the door with a couple charges. Always make sure you set up your exit with a fucking bomb when you enter. Which was just so fucking funny. Got a few of them there. Pretty
Luthen's
epic,
my dude.
Luthen's a pimp.
Yeah, he's my dude right
now. That's who I'm gonna select for my favorite character of this episode. Is Luthen. That man was an absolute badass this week. I keep saying that. This episode.
Man,
and,
I don't know. Do you think he will look at him as like? Because I guess like he had a father, but how long do you think Clem? Is that right?
No, yeah, I don't think he'll view Luthen as a father figure, more as like a mentor, just like as a someone ushering him into the rebellion, presumably working in close contact with him. I think it'll just kind of be like a mentor relationship, not so much father-son. But that's kind of what I anticipate. But yeah, this whole firefight leads to like a chain reaction where everything starts falling from the ceiling, the chains, the pulley system.
That was pretty good there.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, everything starts collapsing. I love that Luthen is like, yo, you need to get the fuck out of here. Stop it. And he's like, no, I need to get that. I need to get that thing. We can't just leave it here.
I don't know. I guess in Cassian's mind, he's like, this is the only way I'm getting paid. You know, he's like, I need this. He's not really fully thinking of like, oh, I'm just going to run off with this guy now.
Right.
But like, I don't know, he's dedicated. I showed Luthen that like he's about it, you know, like if he will fight for the rebellion. I mean, he makes the ultimate sacrifice, you know, at the end. So yeah,
it's true. It's true. Makes sense, he ate up all his food, but yeah, they managed to get out of here by the skin of their teeth, and they make their way to the heart of Ferrix, where they run into Cyril, the fucking narc, where he's been he's holding up inside a building waiting to get the jump on him. They're all taking position. They're like, oh fuck, we're under siege. Everyone get up top, figure out a point of vantage. Bleh. But it's not good enough. Cassian walks up right behind him. How about the fact that when the narc went into this building, he just tried to shoot two people?
I literally out loud went like, wow, you fucking suck. Like
you're the worst.
Yeah, like, come on. Like, yeah, this dude, they're making us hate him so hard.
Yeah.
And I'm all about it. I mean,
I'm all about it too. The narc can fuck himself, bro. I just can't believe he didn't die here.
I know. That is, I guess who else would be his, like, Cassian's antagonist for the season? Because like, I feel like it's going to, like, this dude is going to have a vendetta against Cassian now.
Right.
his face, he couldn't move, like, at the end. He was so pissed. Like,
well, and like, he's not just pissed, he's like very clearly not cut out for this.
Yeah.
He's like trying to convince himself he's capable of things that he is not capable of. Like, I think not only is it like, oh fuck, that guy defeated me, I've been bested, like it's also the fact that I'm pretty sure he's not cool with the fact that he started this fight.
Yeah, and
he was told not to do this, and now people on his side have died because of it. And it's the reason he got into this was to prevent deaths of the people on his side.
Ooh, true.
And now he's like, well, fuck, now I've caused like 8 deaths for guys on my team.
Damn. Oh, I can't wait till he gets back. The chief inspector gets back to him and just lets him have it. Now, do you think he gets you think he gets fired?
It's a distinct possibility. I think he probably gets fired and then conscripts into the Imperial ranks. Goes ahead and enlists and tries to fight with the Empire in that regard. But yeah, Luthen's like, go ahead, kill this motherfucker. I'll kill him if you want me to. But Cassian goes ahead and chooses to get info out of him before leaving him, tied up on the floor, screaming for help. Ultimately, keeping him alive does benefit the escape plan. Like it does help that they're distracted by the fact that they're finding Cirilla a little bit, and then they dip on the fuck out of there. But yeah, as the corpers free the narc, they stage a 2-part escape where they deploy a speeder, and I was like, that ain't them.
No.
That ain't them. As
Cassian
soon as it came out with the
charges
top
you
on,
have left? Yeah, he's like, how many charges you have left while looking at that speeder? Yeah, like, no. Nah, it's not them. No way they die right there, too.
Exactly.
Like, no way they killed him.
But yeah, so they shoot down that speeder. Speeder flips. They go like, hey, let's go find the bodies, everybody. Poof! They get fucked up. And they get to an easy escape out of the city at that point.
What
Luckily,
a plan. The I don't know. I just, like, usually every time an Imperial or any evilish officer fails, it's like, yeah, I knew they were going to fail. Like, obviously, like, the good guys are going to get out of this situation. It's Star Wars, it's episode 3 at that. Like, we're not going to, but like this one, like, it felt legitimate. Like, he failed, and it was because of, like, Cassian and Luthen straight. Like, I don't know, it felt real in this case.
Yeah, like, the implications are direct. It's very straightforward, very to the point. But, luckily, along with this escape, Cassian's friends have been actively helping to take down the corpse, because Brasso rigs up that Imperial cruiser to cause the pilot to wreck it on his takeoff. Bix distracts a whole fucking squad of them. What the fuck are these 4 guys doing? You incompetent fucks. Yeah, we've all got to stand here and rough up this lady.
That's
what the fuck is wrong with you guys?
Yeah, like...
Pin her up against a wall. Oh, this is a person running the opposite way of everybody else. I'm going to threaten to shoot her. What the fuck? I couldn't stand these motherfuckers, man. And it makes sense that they were quick to the trigger when Tim pulls up and is like, Bix, you can't do this to her. Nah. And the guy who does end up pulling the trigger is seemingly distraught at the fact that he had to pull the trigger.
Yeah. He eventually dies in the ship that he tries to take off, but like,
right.
He didn't like doing it. He took off his hat and he was like, fuck, like, I did not want to do that. So it's nice to know that, like, these people aren't full blown Empire. Like, the higher up you get, the closer to the Empire you get, it seems.
Yeah.
But it's nice to know that there's still some humans in here. Some people with some, I guess not all humans, just some people with heart, I guess you could say.
Yeah, and I do love Bix here too. Like, even though she was mad at Tim for ratting out Cassian, she was very distraught over Tim's death. Like, this was
Yeah.
our theories the last couple episodes about this being not so serious for her were very quickly dispelled.
Yeah.
I think she certainly had a great deal of romantic feeling for Tim.
Mm.
I wonder if we'll get some more exploration of Bix, and maybe the fighting continues on this planet once the Empire hears about all this shit, and maybe they come in and kind of martial law this place, and we get to follow like Bix and Brasso and their little corner of the rebellion a little bit more.
Oh.
I think that would be really cool. Because this episode's full of radicalizing people.
Yeah.
Like, Bix is on
She's
one
more
side
rebellion than ever now, as well as Cassian.
The narc is fully blown Imperial, even more so than he was at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
Even though he was already there. But yeah, he our narc here, he's in a total state of disrepair after Cassian's escape. Definitely some shit weighing on his shoulders there, and R.I.P. Tim. I hope we got a future with Bix.
Oh,
we
yeah.
got a future with Bix, but
we
as
have
the episode,
to.
we have to, right? But as the episode comes to a close, Cassian and Luthen make their escape on Luthen's ship, and they take this opportunity to contrast the departure of Cassian and Luthen with Casa and Marva, with a beautiful music swell here at the end. Like, God. I got chills, tears in my eyes. We're cutting to Brasso, we're cutting to Bix, we're cutting to the people of Ferrix just coming together and stuff. Like,
did not
this shit hit
like
me in
Disney
a different
Plus
way.
Show. It did not. I don't know. This felt, they are legitimizing themselves with this show, is what it feels like. Like, this is, I think this is their stab. This is like,
it's taken like serious. It's taken filmmaking risks, and I don't think we've gotten Star Wars storytelling that did it on this level since, some people fucking hate it. A lot of people fucking hate it, but Star Wars The Last Jedi took a lot of creative and storytelling risks, and I think this is the first thing we're getting since it that's not, because don't get me wrong, I love The Mandalorian. Fairly certain they had no doubt about that.
Yeah.
You know,
they knew that was going to pop. They had Grogu.
It's the reason they anchored it with a small little Grogu. It's the reason they bring Luke Skywalker in the finale of that show. That show, Obi-Wan Kenobi, The Book of Boba Fett, these shows are built on the fact that you already are just so deeply connected to these characters. We're gonna hearken to your nostalgia with these stories. Just go ahead and love this shit. This is a brand new direction for Star Wars Disney Plus shows. You know, the Bad Batch even fell back on basically the Clone Wars style storytelling and stuff. And even that, I'd say probably behind this takes the second most sort of risks with their storytelling. Like, it's it's compelling in a way that the others they do succeed at in many ways, but it's because we already love these guys. I like Cassian Andor a lot, you know. I like him a lot off the back of Rogue One. But you have a lot more time to love Obi-Wan Kenobi. You have a lot more time to love Leia Organa.
Is it wrong to say that this just feels like good television and not good Star Wars? Like, I think this breaks apart from it being Star Wars television. Like, this it has just entered the realm of, this is just good TV now.
That's what I told Emily. She came home for her lunch break a couple hours ago. I'd watched the first episode, and I told her, if there's a Star Wars thing you'll be interested in watching with me, it's going to be Andor. Like, it's just a good TV show, you know? And it also helps that the only Star Wars movie I've got her to watch with me was Rogue One. So,
that'll fit in nicely then.
Yeah, right.
But man, yeah, they knocked this episode out of the park, and it makes sense why 3 episodes were released at once.
This was now it's reading as a prologue.
Mm.
Kind of like, this is the story that got him here, that got him to the rebellion. Now, these are the stories once he's in it, which
Ooh.
I'm very, very excited for.
The prequel to the prequel. Yeah.
The prequel to the prequel. Yes.
There we go. Man, what do you like? Next episode? Like, I know we got a lot of action and a lot of like things that were building up to like lead to this one big kind of like trying to capture Cassian. But like now he's gonna have to be on the run, or I don't know. I guess does Luthen have like I think he has like some hidden secret like where do you think he's gonna take him? Did he say?
Well, he's a part of the rebellion.
Mm.
So it's maybe a rebel base. Odds are he won't go directly there in case they are followed. He'll probably bounce around a couple of times, but yeah, my money is by the end of it, he's at a rebel base. Now, I don't think he'll be brought directly to Yavin 4 or anything, not the center of the rebellion, but at some point, who knows? Luthen lives on Coruscant, I'm fairly certain. What are the odds that Cassian ends up on Coruscant at some point in the heart of Imperial territory and shit? I don't know if that'll be next week. It's really interesting to think, because he even says that he wants to come back. Like, he wants to come back and help the people that he's made a life with, like
he said he'll find a way. He's like, I don't know when, or I
So
don't
at
know
some
if he
point,
said that necessarily, but he's like,
I don't think it'll be next week. At some point, though, he'll be back in Ferrix. I have no doubt about that.
Maybe it's because of Narc. He gets fired, and now he's going to be pissed off at Cassian, so he's going to do anything he can to get to him. He's going to figure out that Bix is close to him, and he'll go for her to get to him, like, to lure him back to, what's the planet name? Ferrix? Ferrix with a...
Yeah, Ferrix. Ferrix.
I think if I do have a prediction, that would be one of them. That Narc will use Bix to lure Cassian back to Ferrix?
Ferrix, yeah.
I'm just trying to...
It's a weird name.
Star Wars. They always spell... Oh, wow. Okay, I did get the spelling right. I didn't know if it was a PH, an F, 2 R's, 2 I's, 2 K's, or 2 X's.
Yeah. Whatever the fuck. Yeah, they always spelling that shit weird, but this is relatively straightforward. Yeah, man, there's so much more to this story too. Like, this truly was the prologue, given the promotion we've seen for it. We know Mon Mothma's in this. We know Saw Gerrera's in this. Like, and that's who I think it would be interesting for Luthen to be working with. Is Saw Gerrera in some capacity. Sort of on the extremist side of things, because he was like, fucking kill him.
That's true.
And we do see in Rogue One that the Alliance it's not as extremist and militaristic quite so as Saw Gerrera's band of rebels, but like Draven, the guy who tells Andor, like, hey, forget everything you heard here. When you find Galen Erso, you kill him. We're not taking him in to testify. We're killing Galen Erso. There's no chance we can let him live. So that's the other thing, is that Luthen's not only bringing him into a new life where he can be a rebel, he's bringing him into a life where he will be a killer.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting.
The right people, though.
Yeah, and that's another fundamental thing in Rogue One, is that he evolves beyond that when he has Galen Erso in his sights, and he goes, damn, I can't do it. All right. And that speech he gives at the end of Rogue One to Jyn, where he's like, we've done terrible things in the name of rebellion. Like, we've done terrible things. Like, I think we're going to see just how deep in it Cassian gets over the course of the show, man. Like, it's going to be... With the tone Rogue One takes at the beginning, when he does kill the informant, like, that's kind of got to be the level of stuff we're dealing with for him to give that speech at the end of Rogue One, like, we've done terrible things.
And we're about to see all that.
We're gonna see. We will for sure. What's interesting is this season 1 will cover the year that is 5 years before Rogue One, and then season 2 supposedly covers the other 4 years between then and Rogue One, which is interesting. But House of the Dragon has given me hope that long of a period can be covered very well, very succinctly.
After this episode, I trust. I trust in what they're going to bring us. I don't think they bring in characters like Saw Gerrera and Mon Mothma if they know it's not going to be good. Like, I have a feeling
it's
they
the
know.
Birth of the Rebellion, man.
Yeah,
like, this shit's
know
gonna.
That this is good. They know. I mean, it's not. I don't think it's a coincidence that they're releasing it alongside the other big
powerhouses
TV shows right now. Like Lord of the Rings set their date. HBO was like, "Fuck you, bam, we're doing it too." And then, like, I don't know. I guess the order that it happened in, but like,
well, and then it is funny though. Andor did buckle a little bit. It did get delayed from late August to late September. So it did buckle a little bit, but they knew what they needed to do. This is having its moment because House of the Dragon and Rings of Power are almost halfway done, if not halfway done. Like they did this right. They definitely did this right. It was just business savvy. I don't think it's about the strength of them, because this shit is strong. This was, I mean, if we're looking at the first 3 episodes of television in general, first 3 episodes of a season, I think that collectively I like these first 3 episodes more than I did Westworld. I think Westworld ends up launching at episode 4 in season 4.
Yeah.
Like, that was like now we're fucking in it, This shit got me there now. I'm there, like, I'm 3 episodes, we're good. House of the Dragon, that's kind of, I don't want to talk about that.
We'll just let that slide. I will say that I am enjoying this more than Lord of the Rings right now. Lord of the Rings only has 3 episodes out. I think 4 is coming out tomorrow. I think, or do they have 4
I think
out
4
right
is
now?
out. 5
4 is out. Yeah, that's right. I mean, and I'd say like the first 3 episodes compared to Andor, like, even though the first 2 episodes of Andor could be considered one, I guess.
Well, now all 3 of these could be considered one big fucking like hour and a half movie.
Yeah.
Like, these flow together like crazy well.
I don't know. I think like Lord of the Rings. Whenever I'm watching that, I'm not as into it as I am Star Wars and Game of Thrones and whatever. I'm just kind of watching it like, yeah, this is good TV. It's visually unbelievable. It's a good story, but like this, it's Star Wars and it's good and it's beautiful and it's
phenomenal so far, like, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's been so well done, and I'm confident that this is going to be the best Star Wars Disney Plus series, Star Wars series in general. I have very little doubt about that now. 3 episodes in, this has already made the storytelling impact this made on me is so individual. Like I said, I like Cassian Andor a lot, but it's not him that's making me feel this story right now. Like, he's part of it, certainly,
everyone.
He's a big part of it, certainly, but like the spirit of the town, like the people of Ferrix, like, that shit was so Star Wars, like, that shit made me feel that, and I loved it.
And I think Narc and Bootlicker, like, they don't get the credit that they actually, like, they are playing their part.
They're very good.
Very well right now.
Yeah.
Like, even though we hate them, that's what they're supposed to be doing. Like, we are supposed to hate them. And they're like,
yeah, like, the guy playing Narc is doing a really good job at this, like, just in over his head brutality that, like, he knows what he wants to do and he doesn't have the capability of doing it. Like, he's just bad at it. and he's very impressive with that. Bootlicker, he's through and through, just playing that character spot on. Marva's been incredible. Luthen made a fucking impact this week.
Yeah, he did.
This was a good fucking episode for Luthen.
I put him for my performance. Did you say that he was your character?
He'll be my character this week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or this episode, he's my character.
Honestly, I might switch my performance to Narc.
No shit.
Like, out of the performance... Well, okay. The three that I'm between is Luthen, Narc, and... Luthen, Narc, and Marva.
Marva, yeah, okay.
Whenever she was like intimidating the guards, and then like her
when
crying
Cassian
at the end,
leaves,
sitting in the room. Those are the three I'm between. And Luthen, I don't think, maybe it fits more for the character instead of the performance category here. So I don't think it's
right.
I think it's between Narc and Marva now for performance for me. And I don't think I can put the Narc's performance above Marva's total for the episode. So I think I'm gonna switch. I did have character Marva and performance Luthen, but I'm actually gonna swap them around.
I dig that
because I don't think the things that Luthen was saying, it was very just flat tone, and I mean he was still performing great, but Marva had to cry. Intimidate some guards, speak the reckoning is coming, and we got young Marva too.
Yeah, young Marva was impactful.
So yeah, I think
Fiona Shaw as Marva.
Yes,
that's a good choice. And you know what? I'll bring it home. I'm gonna go straight forward with it. I'm gonna go Diego Luna as Cassian Andor. I really, really liked him in this episode. That when that scene that would have been Stellan Skarsgård's premiere scene where he's getting the gun held to his head.
The flip side.
The flip side of it, Cassian's performance, Diego Luna, that was such a fantastic back and forth. And I mean, that scene where he is going they're so fat and satisfied up there. They don't even notice. They can't fathom that a person like me could be among them, spitting in their food. I loved that line. Spitting in their food.
Some dirty hands in a toolbox. God
damn.
Oh, and what was the is that really it? Whatever. And then he added one little extra line. That one little extra line of do you really think? Oh wait, maybe you just said it actually. Whenever he was
they can't fathom that someone like me will be could be in there spitting in their food, taking their shit. You
think we literally see him infiltrate something Empire and actually
yes, wear a uniform. Well, there's a line in Rogue One where they put on the Imperial uniforms to storm the tower. And Jyn looks all Jyn's all she's barely fitting in her uniform and stuff because they took it off somebody. Cassian has everything down. He can he knows exactly the way to put the comm link. He knows exactly the way to put their little data rods. He knows exactly what he's doing. And there was a little part of the novelization that went into that where Jyn was like, "Oh, you've done this before," and Cassian didn't respond and was yeah, he has done that before. So we will certainly be seeing that. It's just a matter of this season, next, who knows? I think it'll be this season though. I think he's gonna get quickly embedded in the Empire's or in the Empire's business by being a rebellion spy. I think his journey definitely starts pretty quickly.
Okay, I guess the line I was choosing for this episode, my scene was Luthen getting Cassian, him talking to him, do you really come on, man, do you really want to keep doing this, or do you want to fight them for real? And in that one line is what that whole scene means. And I don't know exactly what he said. It was something along the lines of, come on, don't you really want to fight them? Or fight them for real? Something along that line. It's either that or Marva being it's whenever it stops. that you gotta start worrying. You know, like that was, I don't know. I guess I'm gonna stick with the Luthen scene though. The line
I dig
there.
that. My favorite scene, I'd go with the ending. The no words music cutting between Luthen taking Cassian off, Marva taking Cassa off, and the cutting between the people and Bix trying to get to Tim's body and like dude, this was strong, and that was my runner up for performance actually was Bix, Adria Arjona. She's fucking fantastic, and frankly, I mean, like, did I give Diego Luna, Cassian Andor the nod for the first performance?
Mm-hmm. But I
Then
gave
I'll
Fiona
I'll
Shaw
change
the performance last episode. I don't know. I kind of forgot about Bix. She did
Bix
kind of
does
pop off
fucking
this
great
episode.
in this episode.
Yeah.
So that's my thing. If you don't change it to her, I'm gonna change it to her.
The only reason I'm kind of putting Cassian out of my mind for performance because, like, is it too easy just to put the main character as, like, you know, or whatever? But, like, he did do very, very well this episode.
That's my
he
thing.
Does
I think
deserve the nod. So, like,
I think we go. Whoever you truly feel is the best performance of the episode, you just fucking go with it, regardless of if you've done it before. And my gut went Diego Luna as Cassian Andor, so I'm gonna stick with it. But
I'll go Bix because she did pop off this episode.
Yeah, she was incredible. Like when she got in Tim's face and shit, that was awesome. She was just foreboding and like, ooh.
Yeah, like this is we are, I don't know. I hope we get a lot more of them. I don't think they set up so much of the story, like, kind of with them and show them in those ending shots if we don't come back to them at some point.
Oh, yeah, we're definitely coming back to them.
Yeah, and whether it's with Cassian or they're just kind of a separate storyline, like, I'm down with either of them, whichever it is. But Cassian,
yeah, frankly, I want to follow both these stories now at this point because they're going to be dealing with shit on Ferrix now.
Yeah,
like,
the Empire's coming. There. Yeah.
The way they were talking about, like, in the flashback, how, well, there's a dead Republic soldier out there. The Republic is coming, and they're not going to let anybody get away with it. The Empire is going to have the very same outlook on what just happened here.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh, indeed. So I hope Bix is safe. Frankly, good that a rat bastard like Tim can't rat anymore.
True.
That's
Bix
huge.
Is with do we know those characters' names? The people who were helping her, the kid that, like, ran off to go tell his dad, like, hey, they're here.
Don't think we know their names yet. Here, let me see if I can't find anything on them because I really liked those characters too. I want more of them. Let's see.
Wow, the cast for the show is actually nuts.
Yeah, it's insane. There's a lot of great performances here, but I can't find anything there on who those characters might have been. But do you recognize Bix at all? You'd be the one to recognize Bix. I wouldn't, because she's in Morbius.
Shows how forgettable that movie is. God, wow, she is literally Morbius is like assistant that helps him, like, find, like, she is like one of the main characters in that movie. And I had no idea until you just said it. That's insane. God, that movie sucks so bad.
That movie sucks so bad. I've never even seen it, and I don't plan on watching it until we get to the comic book movie Journey Through Film 2020. I mean, we probably won't get to that until 2024.
Dude. I know it's gonna be a while, but when that day comes, wow, we got Matt Smith in House of Dragon, and now we got Adria Arjona.
Arjona.
Yeah.
Arjona.
Wow, just the Morbius multiverse.
Renaissance.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
It's infecting everything.
Man, that's unbelievable.
That is unbelievable.
Glad she's in something really good now.
And playing a really, really great character.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And that's something we haven't really mentioned either, is the representation in the show has been pretty fucking fantastic as compared to, plenty of Star Wars stuff in the past. It's been getting better and better at the representation thing the last, I don't know, year or two. But yeah, there's Diego Luna, Adria Arjona, fucking fantastic. I mean,
like actually
really
having
enjoyable.
a human tribe in the show.
Yeah, human tribe. Yes,
is really nice to see. Yeah,
very,
I don't know.
very cool.
This is. I'm very excited for this show. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I was in the mindset of like I will be focused on House of Dragon, primarily through this, whatever. But now I'm like,
now we
shit,
got two
now we're
things to
just
be excited about. Oh,
two.
and I love that House of the Dragon comes around Sunday. We talk about it Monday morning, and then we don't have to wait a full 7 fucking days for another thing to talk about. We got fucking Andor, baby. God, it's so good. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. But are we ready to throw a rating at this bad boy?
I might have prematurely plopped some in there. I won't say what they are necessarily. I think people could have a pretty good idea, but yeah, I'm ready for this. This is
all right. So we got yeah, it's going to rank really, really well. We got 3 ratings here that we're going to apply. We got enjoyment. That's completely subjective. How much we enjoyed the episode, how much it resonates with us on an emotional level, and I have a feeling this one will do quite well. And then the genre rating. This is just how well it fulfills its genre. This is Star Wars spy thriller, and let me tell you, this is best yet. This is best yet. So I think we got the couple of 10s out of the way, and now we're on to the critical rating, which is the complete opposite of the enjoyment rating. Takes the subjective and completely removes it from your mind. Objectivity is the key here. Just how well the director did, the writing was, the performances were, the score incredible again, the visuals, just everything, all things considered there, and we take the average of those 3 scores, and it becomes our rating for the episode. And man, this was a damn good episode of television. And even though this was kind of the cap on the first 3, this was singularly the best episode yet, story-wise.
Without a doubt. And that puts the floor at an 8.
Yeah.
I think I go 9.
I would go 9 as well.
Is it any higher than that? What could they have done more here? What could they have done better?
Here's my thing. If all 3 of these episodes are one episode, this is 10s across the board.
Yeah.
I have no doubts about that. It's the fact that these are not all 3. Like, that is what could have made this better.
Yeah.
I have no doubt about that.
That's the I'm just trying to see if like it deserves a 9.2595 or anything above a 9. 9 is still
9's fucking incredible, and that's kind of where I'm at. Is like, I do think this episode was fucking great, and it was the best yet as far as the complete storytelling is concerned. I still don't think it was as. No, I take that back. It's a pretty damn good singular episode of television. From the moment he steps on to the Imperial ship and is like, or the Republic ship,
the mirroring, like the mirroring of young Cassian and the present day Cassian. That was like the story in this episode and the direction, the editing, performance. Like, I don't know. This was.
It's pretty damn
as
good.
One episode does go, this was pretty good.
Pretty 9, incredible.
Like, that's the thing. Giving it a 9, the episode's already a 97%.
Yeah.
Like, a 9 is not bad. Do you think there is room for improvement? I think that there.
I do think the ceiling is probably higher for this show. But the more I talk about it, the more I'm like, I think a 9.5 might be more appropriate. Like, I feel like the ceiling could be higher. However, I don't expect they'll reach this height again. Like, I think I feel like this gives me hope that they can, but I don't know that they will.
Think about it maybe this way. Episode 1, we gave an 8. episode 2 was a point below that. Do you think that this is a point above the first episode?
Yeah, no doubt about
And
that.
like, definitely, does it deserve more than a point above the first episode? I think critically wise, like a point more, like
probably suffices.
That's pretty good. But the
Yeah.
difference between episodes 1 and 2 being a point, I feel like there's a gap between, there's a bigger gap between episodes 1 and 2 and 3. Like I don't know. I feel like maybe just fuck it 9.25. Like I feel like 9.5 is too high.
Gotcha.
But like 9, I feel like giving it deserves more than a bump than episode 2 fell from episode 1, if that makes any sense.
I feel you on that. No, I get that. I get that. I'm with you for that. I'm down for a 9.25. What's that bring the episode to?
Beautiful number too, 9.75. So 97, 98%, however you want to look at that. But this, yeah, I mean, this was, if I am going to come back to the show and watch a random episode, probably not going to be 1 or 2. As of so far, it is only 3 right now. Like that is I will come back to this episode in particular.
Well, now that we've broken up every episode and talked in between each one, I'm going to go back and watch them back to back to back.
Oh, that's going to be nice because
it will get the full story.
That'll be so complete.
Yeah, it'll be fucking fantastic.
That's what's
giving me the most hope for the show.
Right?
You know,
it is now just 1 per week.
Yes, there are no more 3. Like, I mean, it would be cool, but I'd be overwhelmed. I wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, it'd be only 4 weeks too if they did 3 every time, and like it was kind of a lot. Like if I had, like, I just had nothing going on today, so that was why
I called off work for this occasion. You know, like that's why I called off work. I would not be able to do what we did today if that's what it was going to be every week. So I'm glad it's only 1 a week from here on in.
I wonder if my teacher canceled class because of this. He said just no class today, don't worry about coming in. Like, I wonder if he wanted to watch Andor too.
I wonder if your boy's a Star Wars fan.
Okay. I might like after class be like, hey, by chance, random question, do you watch Andor at all? Just curious. It's like he's not gonna know who the heck I am. There's like 50 other people in there. I'll ask him a question. He won't ever see me again.
Right.
Yeah. I'll see. I'm gonna investigate that.
Love that. So that concludes first 3 episodes of coverage for the Andor After Party. It came, it went, we raged, and it's time to wait another week for it. But we won't wait a week to talk again. This Friday, we continue our 52-year journey through film where we're covering Slumdog Millionaire. And then on Monday, Fire and Bloom, a House of the Dragon podcast continues with episode 6 of the series. Very excited about that. Can't wait for you all to catch that. And the Andor After Party will be back next week for episode number 4. But episodes 1 through 3 came to an 82% for us in the first episode. First episode came to a 90%. Second episode came to an 82%. And third episode came to a 98%. So,
overall, all 3 of them put together is about a 9 out of 10.
90%. So, that's pretty solid. That's pretty solid. It's a good show so far, suffice it to say. Yeah, I can't fucking wait, man. I can't fucking wait. And with that, if you would, head to patreon.com/CoroBloom, where you'll find over 40 hours of exclusive content available for your listening pleasure. Like I said on the first episode of this 3-episode premiere, bunch of Star Wars content there. I've been doing a lot of Star Wars reading. Last Friday was the review for Leia, Princess of Alderaan, Birth of the Rebellion era. Tomorrow I'm going to put out a Patreon with this week's comic book pull list, along with a review for Star Wars Catalyst, a Rogue One novel. So I'm really living in this era right now. Next week I'm doing Rebel Rising, based around Jyn Erso's time with Saw Gerrera. So I'm very excited to get that out for you. So head over there, patreon.com/CoroBloom. It'll cost you $3 a month. $3 little dollars. Itty bitty dollars, 3 of them. Every month on the 1st. So it'd be really kick-ass to help out the show that way. It'd mean the world to us. If you would, head to Twitter, follow at PennyBloomPod, follow on Instagram at PennyBloomPodcast. Remember to leave a 5-star rate and review wherever it is you may be listening. I was Colton Robertson. I was joined by Joseph George. Thank you very much, homie.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Oh, and it is always a pleasure to have you. Remember, peace, love, and bloom. And come back next week for the Andor Afterparty.